So ChatGPT is a tool that I just started using very recently, and it is a very crazy AI, and I'm going to be using it in this video to predict the UFC 285 main card. It's going to be pretty crazy. It's crazy how accurate it is. It's crazy the analysis it gives is pretty awesome in general. You can kind of get different answers every time, so maybe if you put the same thing I put in, you might get a slightly different answer, but we're going to be looking into it. As always though, there's 125% sign up bonus right there in the description, and I will be live streaming during UFC 285. It's going to be a pretty massive card. I do hope to see a couple of you guys at that live stream. It's going to be a good one, but what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to kind of hide everything that I've got going on, because on the ChatGPT website, when I fire it in, it does kind of, my overlay kind of covers important information. So what I have done is, what I've fed into ChatGPT is, based on what you know about Jon Jones and Cyril Gane, who do you think wins? With analysis, weight class heavyweight, location Las Vegas, United States, and rules, MMA rules. And then what it kind of just says is, because I'm an AI, I don't have the ability to predict anything. I've got no emotion. I've got no opinion. I've got no bias. So you can't just say, predict Jon Jones versus Cyril Gane, because it will just say I'm an AI. Like, I don't have an opinion. I don't have this and that. But it does come back with this, and it's pretty good. So Jon Jones is a former UFC light heavyweight champion, widely regarded as one of the greatest mixed martial arts of all time. He's known for his exceptional grappling skills with a black belt in BJJ, and his unorthodox striking style, which includes spinning elbows and kicks. Cyril Gane, on the other hand, is a relatively new addition to UFC. So pretty much the thing about ChatGPT is a lot of information pre-2021. It doesn't have a lot of information after 2021, so a lot of information is pretty old. But he has already made an impact on the heavyweight division. He's a skilled kickboxer with a pro record of 9-0 and has shown impressive footwork and movement in his fights. If this fight were to take place, it would be interesting to see how both fighters adapt to fighting in the heavyweight division. Jones is known for his size and reach advantage in the light heavyweight division, but he may not have the same advantage at heavyweight. Gane, on the other hand, may have an advantage in terms of his striking skills, but he may struggle against Jones' grappling and ground game. Ultimately, the outcome of the fight would depend on a variety of factors, including each fighter's game plan, their ability to adapt to their opponent's strengths, weaknesses, and the specific circumstances of the fight. Without any more information, it's impossible to predict a winner within certainty. And I don't really have much more information to feed it. Like, what am I going to say? I personally think this person wins. I think this is going to do this. There's nothing to really add to that. But it does get interesting, because on the next one about Valentina Shevchenko and Alexa Grasso, it actually did give me a prediction, and it gave me what I would almost describe as the AI saying it was a pretty confident prediction. So it predicted Shevchenko to win. But it'll be interesting to see if we can get the same result in this one here. So obviously the weight class is different. It is flyweight, but it's the same MMA rules. It's the same location, all that. I would like to say I'm not the first person to do this. I think there's another YouTube channel that's done one fight on ChatGPT. But what happened was, I kind of was using ChatGPT and thought this was going to be a good idea. So I checked to see if someone else had done it. Someone else has done it, so it's not an original idea, unfortunately. And also, UFC Gambling Addicts themselves has done AI predictions using a video game called WMMA 5. It's like a simulator, so they've kind of done it in the past too, but not really with like ChatGPT. So Shevchenko is the current UFC Women's Flyweight Champion and widely considered one of the best female fighters in the world. She is known for exceptional striking skills, her kicks and counter-punching abilities, as well as her grappling and ground game. Grasso is a talented Mexican fighter with a record of 13-3. She's known for her boxing skills, footwork, movement, as well as her ability to mix in takedowns and grappling techniques. If this fight were to take place, it would be interesting to see how both fighters adapt to each other's style. Shevchenko's striking prowess and counterpunching ability could prove to be a difficult challenge for Grasso, who relies heavily on her boxing skills. On the other hand, Grasso's footwork and movement could make it difficult for Shevchenko to find her range and connect her with strikes. In terms of grappling and ground game, Shevchenko has a clear advantage with her experience and skills. She's shown in the past that she is more than capable of taking down opponents and controlling them on the ground. Grasso's ground game has not been tested as much. Overall, Shevchenko's experience, well-rounded skill set, and championship-level composure make her a favourite in this matchup. However, Grasso's youth, speed, and boxing skills make her a formidable opponent, and she could definitely pull off an upset with a well-executed game plan. It will depend on how both fighters approach the fight. So I got a different answer to what I got last time. Last time they gave me a confident Shevchenko answer. They said in this paragraph that Shevchenko is most likely to win, but obviously in this one here, this time around in this recording, it's different. And this is my second time recording it. The first time I had my microphone gain turned all the way up because I record with a studio interface, which is why my audio quality might be good, or hopefully it's good, and also why I've got like a crazy good microphone, which you can't really see, but it is what it is. Jeff Neal and Shavkat Rakhmonov is the next one. Hopefully I can spell Shavkat Rakhmonov's name correctly so they can give me a good answer. Shavkat Rakhmonov, and it will be going at welterweight. Just welterweight. So it should give a pretty quick response. Jeff Neal's a highly skilled welterweight fighter with a pro record of 13-4. He's known for powerful striking, his punches and kicks, and his ability to finish fights. Rakhmonov is a rising star in the UFC welterweight division. He has an impressive record of 14-0. He's a skilled grappler with a background in sambo, wrestling, and has shown striking skills in his UFC fights. If this was to take place, it will be interesting to see how both fighters approach the fight. Neal's striking skills could prove to be a significant challenge for Rakhmonov, who has not yet faced a striker of Neal's caliber in the UFC. However, Rakhmonov's grappling skills could also be a significant factor in the fight, as Neal has struggled with defending takedowns in the past. In terms of these styles, Neal is a more straightforward fighter who relies on his striking skills to finish fights, while Rakhmonov is more versatile and can mix in grappling with his striking. Neal may need to be cautious with his striking attacks to avoid getting taken down by Rakhmonov, while Rakhmonov may need to be careful not to get caught with one of Neal's powerful strikes. Overall, this fight could be a close one, both fighters possessing the skills to finish the fight in their favour. However, Rakhmonov's grappling skills could potentially give him the edge in the fight, as Neal has struggled with takedown defense in the past. It would depend on how both fighters execute their game plan. The next one is going to be Gamrot and Turner, so let's see what they have to say about this one. Let me know if you like this idea for a video, because if you do, I'm happy to do it every week for the cards, or even just the big pay-per-view cards, but I thought it would be a pretty fun video idea to kind of get out there. So let's just move on to the next one. We've got Gamrot and Jalen Turner. Mateusz Gamrot is a highly skilled lightweight fighter with a 19-1 record. He is known for his wrestling and ability to control opponents on the ground, as well as striking. Turner is a talented fighter with a record of 10-5. He's a striker with a background in kickboxing and has shown impressive striking skills in his UFC fights. If this fight were to take place, it would be interesting to see how both fighters approach the fight. Gamrot's wrestling could potentially give him advantage in the fight, as he would look to take Turner down on the ground. However, Turner's striking skills could be a significant factor in the fight, as he has the ability to finish fights with his powerful strikes. In terms of the styles, Gamrot is more well-rounded and can mix in grappling with his striking, while Turner is primarily a striker. Gamrot may need to be careful with his striking attacks to avoid getting caught by Turner, while Turner may need to be cautious with his footwork to avoid getting taken down by Gamrot. Overall, this hypothetical fight could be a close one. Both fighters possess the skills to finish the fight in their favour. However, Gamrot's wrestling skills could potentially give him the edge in the fight, as he has shown in the past he can control opponents on the ground. Turner may need to rely on his striking to keep the fight standing and look for opportunities to finish the fight with his striking. It would depend on how each fighter executed their game plan. Next one is Jamie Pickett and Bo Nickel. Now, in ChatGPT MMA debut yet. So what I'm going to do is I am going to feed it a little bit more information about Bo Nickel, just so they know. Because it thinks that Jamie Pickett's record is like 11-6 as well, which is like an older record of Jamie Pickett. I think this was like before he even made his debut. So I thought I'd better feed it that little bit more information. Yeah, this was before he fought Laureano Staropoli. Is when ChatGPT kind of got the information from. So just kind of let ChatGPT know. Oh, that's right. Hold on. I forgot to put middleweight. Oops, wrong one. This is a good start. This is a good start to this video series, isn't it? Alright, there we go. We'll just stop this one and we'll fire up this one. Bonacle is a former NCAA wrestling champion who has yet to make his pro debut. It's difficult to provide an accurate analysis of his abilities in an MMA fight. Pickett, on the other hand, has a... Okay, how do you know he's 13-8? I told you that. Because otherwise it thinks he's 11-6 or 12-6. He's known for his striking skills and his willingness to engage in exciting stand-up fights in UFC. Assuming Bo were to make his pro debut in the middleweight division and face Jamie, the outcome of the fight would depend on Nichols' ability to transition his wrestling skills into MMA. Wrestling is a highly effective base for MMA as it allows fighters to control their opponents on the ground and deliver punishing ground and pound strikes. If Nichols can use wrestling to take Pickett down and control him on the ground, he could potentially dominate the fight. However, MMA is complex and requires a variety of skills, including striking, grappling, and submission techniques. Pickett's striking could pose a significant challenge to Nichols if he's unable to take Pickett down or control him on the ground without any information about Bonacle's abilities in a pro fight. And this is where I'm going to say Bonacle has fought 3 times in MMA. And I was going to let it know that he has fought, and then it's going to probably... must have missed. Bonacle has had the very pro fights in 1 or 3. Thank you for clarifying. So it just says, oh, cheers for that. And then it says that it's clear that Nichols has promised as an MMA fighter with this information. Like, this is weird. Like, this is crazy. I just told it's fought 3 times. It's like, with this information, Nichols has shown promise as an MMA fighter with his undefeated record. It is important to note this level of competition thus far has been limited. How do you know that, though? I just said he's fought 3 times and won 3 times. His level of competition has been limited, and he's yet to face a fight with the experience and skills of Pickett. True, to be fair. Like, that's crazy. How do you know that he hasn't fought the high level of competition? That's so weird. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I did do it for Garbrandt and Jones, which is kind of the same sort of thing. It says that Jones is a good grappler, which he is, and Garbrandt's the striker, and it's kind of just the same. A lot of these lower guys, though, ChatGPT's got no idea who they are, so you can't really give any information on them, but it's cool. I think it's a cool tool. If you like the video, let me know in the comments. I'll probably make more in the future. It's a cool idea, in my opinion. I mean, I wish I'd come up with it myself, but I did come up with it, but someone else beat me to it, so it is what it is. I'll see you in the next one.